get on our high horse and think this is unique to some other place. Remember that during the Crusades and the Inquisition, people committed terrible deeds in the name of Christ. In our home country, slavery and Jim Crow all too often was justified in the name of Christ.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, I don't know what more I could say about how I feel about what Barack Obama said today at the National Prayer Breakfast. Joining us now to talk about that and much, much more is my friend Rabbi Shmuley Boteach. In fact, he's America's rabbi and founder of This World, the Values Network, best-selling author. Hello, Rabbi, how are you, sir?
I miss you, Steve. How are you?
Good, yeah. Well, the Skype looks great. Everything looks great. So I know you're overseas, but did you hear what Obama did at the prayer breakfast, invoking, saying we shouldn't be on our high horse when referring to Muslim terror? That the Crusades, the Inquisition, religions have killed in the name of Christ. Jim Crow was often invoked with the name of Christ. I mean, to me, he's making excuses and trashing his own religion.
Well, President Obama has long had a problem in even mentioning Islamic terrorism, as if people who use the expression tar and feather all Muslims with that brush. Of course, they do not. We do not hold God-fearing Muslims accountable for the evil done in the name of their faith. We do hold all people accountable for not condemning that terrorism in the name of the faith, and it's moderate Muslims that have to take their religion back. How can they do that if President Obama won't even acknowledge that it's being done in the name of their faith, or if he trivializes the evil that is today being done in the name of religion? I don't understand the connection between religious atrocities that were perpetrated a millennia ago or 200 years ago. We have a global crisis right now with people being beheaded, burned to death, blown to smithereens, shot in the head, hung in public squares on cranes in the name of Islam, and everyone should be condemning it, beginning with God-fearing Muslims who don't want their religion taken over by monsters.
When you became aware of that video with the pilot, what I mean, were you shocked or not?
No, not at all. Steve, there is nothing that is beyond the inhumanity and the abominable behavior of ISIS. They are not human. They have erased the image of God from their countenance. They don't have a semblance of human feeling, sympathy, or decency. That's what makes them so dangerous. Each of us has a human conscience. We have something inside us that protects and prevents us from crossing certain lines. ISIS has no such thing. In fact, they get off through murder and violence. That is their drug of choice. They live for mayhem and murder. They are beasts of the field. They represent a level of evil that we have seldom seen. And I want to tell you, I'm speaking to you from Amsterdam right now, where I literally 3 minutes ago just finished seeing a global production of the Anne Frank story. We've seen this kind of evil. Anne Frank murdered in Bergen-Belsen when she was 15 years old. 6 million Jews killed. 70th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. We've seen this level of inhumanity. We know what true evil looks like. ISIS has to be stopped because they can represent a level of global slaughter if they get the tools, if they get the weapons, that will be truly unthinkable.
Right, and of course, Obama talks about containing them as opposed to defeating them. Let me move on to Benjamin Netanyahu, and here again,
Can I just add one thing? My major problem with President Obama, I've always said this, I've written it, is I don't feel that he hates evil. I feel when he speaks about these truly evil individuals, it doesn't kind of touch him in his deepest human space. I'm not saying that he doesn't want to fight them. I'm not saying he doesn't want to defeat them. I'm wondering, does he hate them? I have no problem in saying that I hate evil terrorists. King Solomon says in the Bible, there's a time to love and a time to hate. I think the only proper moral response to the truly wicked is to hate it so that we fight it. Abraham Lincoln famously said he hated slavery. Winston Churchill said, I hate no man but Hitler. And I sometimes feel that our president speaks with an almost moral, not indifference, but transcendence where he really should be in the trenches with his emotions to loathe these people and fight them tooth and nail.
Rabbi, we're on the same wavelength. When he responded to the Jordanian video with a shrug of the shoulders and said it's another example of that organization, I mean, he could have been talking about a business deal gone awry. When the rabbis were slaughtered in cold blood in the Jerusalem synagogue, same cold response, same response to the beheadings. This man does not get moved by dead Jews or dead Christians at the hands of Muslim terrorists, and apparently by dead Muslims either, because I believe the pilot was a Muslim.
Well, he was a Muslim. He was a Muslim murdered by Muslims. Now, the leaders that are truly remembered by history are those who are able to articulate the emotional outrage or the emotional exuberance of the time. Look at the soaring oratory of Martin Luther King. Look at the incredible prose of Abraham Lincoln capturing the evils of slavery in the second inaugural, one of the greatest speeches of all time. Look at Winston Churchill's incredible passion. We will fight them on the beaches. We will never surrender. Those leaders who passionately capture the emotional highs that come from seeing the good triumph, or the emotional lows, seeing the wicked get away with murder, they're the ones that are remembered. President Obama became president because of that soaring oratory. Whatever happened to it? This was a man that was able to take people to the mountaintop. It's incredible that he's almost lost the power to really move us, and that's what made him our president, primarily.
Well, he's got emotion, and he's moved when a thug is killed by a cop in Ferguson. That gives him that moves him. But this just certainly does not move him. Very quickly, Nancy Pelosi today said, "Oh, I'm going to go see Netanyahu, but some people may not. That wouldn't be a boycott. That would be a personal decision. But I hope I hope he doesn't come." We got 30 seconds. React.
I hope that the Jewish community has a long memory of those who will not turn up to the Prime Minister of Israel's speech, or those who are threatening not to. Because with all due respect, Israel faces an existential threat of annihilation from the most brutal regime on earth, the mullahs of Iran. And the Prime Minister of Israel has a moral duty and a religious obligation to come before Congress and to speak about the threat of the Iranian nukes. That people should be threatening not to attend is an insult to the Jewish community.
The threat to Israel and the threat to the United States. Thank you,
of course,
Rabbi Shmuley Boteach. I got to go. We'll speak to you soon.